So I want to do a quick video to people there with adrenal fatigue, and it is so simple to overcome. It just takes time and consistency of good changes. Now, if you have adrenal fatigue, more than likely you push yourself constantly, you use stimulants to pick yourself up, you have a most likely atrocious diet filled with inflammatory foods, you more than likely have a very messed up sleeping pattern. I would probably guess that you wake up between 1 and 3 a.m. most nights, if you're not going to bed late, that is. If you are going to bed late, you probably feel a bit tired leading up to bedtime, and around 11 o'clock you probably have a sudden uh, temporary boost of energy that lasts you to about 2-3 o'clock in the morning. And it's so common with people with messed up like cortisol rhythms and everything. Now, this is so common in everyone that talks to me. They all have the same problems, sleep problems, not being able to sleep at the right times, waking up in the middle of the night constantly, feeling wide awake as soon as they wake up after only a few hours of sleep. They also feel as though they have a better night's sleep when they go to bed after they've been on the computer till 2 or 3 o'clock and they just fall asleep. The problem with that is, yes, you do fall asleep straight away, but the quality of sleep is just not there. I did that for years. I believed that as long as I was getting sleep, it didn't matter what time of the day I was getting it. That's bullshit. Uh, what time you go to bed is just as important as how many hours of sleep you're getting, if not more. I would rather have 6 hours of good quality sleep going to bed 9 to 10 o'clock at night than having 10, 12 hours of sleep and going to bed at 2 in the morning. So, when it comes to healing from adrenal fatigue, obviously you want to clean up your diet. You want to be drinking water. You want to be avoiding all stimulants, especially coffee. I would avoid dark chocolate as well during recovery, just because it is stimulating. Um, Avoiding inflammatory foods, focusing on whole plant foods. You can't go wrong with whole plant foods. Don't neglect your salt intake. If you feel like you are craving salt, listen to that. Maybe put a pinch of sea salt like I did in my drinking water during recovery. Have a very dedicated sleeping routine. Going to bed early. You don't have to fall asleep. This is going to take time for your body to adjust, yeah? You have to get into a routine and stick to it, even though you're not going to be able to fall asleep straight away. Get into bed if you're serious about recovery. The earlier the better, but 9:30 is a good time to go to bed. Get into bed, turn the lights off, have a hot bath even before, so you can unwind and get more relaxed. And listen to audiobooks in the dark. This is what I did religiously every day during recovery from adrenal fatigue. Listen to something you're interested in. Don't force yourself to try and go to sleep. Oh, I can't get to sleep. What am I going to do? My sleeping pattern's so messed up. Stop overthinking. Stop worrying. Keep clocks out of sight. Stop worrying about the time. Just be in the dark, rest, and just calm down. All this panicking doesn't help adrenal fatigue. It makes it worse. So, have a good bedtime routine. I would have a bath at about 8 o'clock for an hour with Epsom salts, and I would neutralise chlorine with vitamin C. I'd have a bentonite clay mask and uh, a bit in the water as well, and then I would have it extremely hot just because I felt like it was just nice. It was pleasant. Um, if that's too stimulating for you, you can cut back on the heat or just have a shower instead, whatever you feel like, and then get into bed and start making this a new routine. Don't expect to have a great night's sleep as soon as you do this first time round. If I was expecting a good night's sleep first time round, I wouldn't have recovered because I would have probably stopped. I was in it for the long haul. I did it every night for months, and eventually it paid off. My sleep was great. My sleep's great now. I can go to bed at what? Like now, it's just about turning 10 o'clock. I would usually be in bed by now, and I can have 6, 7 hours sleep and feel great. Wake up at 5 o'clock in the morning and go for a walk with the dog. Feel good. Um, so yeah, don't expect for your sleeping pattern to just auto-adjust and fix itself overnight or in 1 week. Unfortunately, that's not how it works. It does take time. It took you more than a week to get into the state you are now. It takes more than a week to get out of it. So, consistent bedtime. Stop with the overstimulating activities constantly. Stop with the constant bombardment of your dopamine receptors through video games, porn, movies. All these different things are just stimulating your mind constantly all the time. Remove all screens an hour before bed. The light emitted from PC screens keeps your brain active. And I can't remember exactly, but it tricks your body into believing it's like dusk or something, or sunrise or something like that. So your brain keeps active, which means that you can be playing your video games or being on the computer typing away, watching YouTube videos, and you're like, oh, I'm tired now, go to bed. You may fall asleep straight away, but it's not restful. So you're going to feel worse in the morning. When I had my worst with adrenal fatigue, I would go to bed knackered and wake up even more knackered than when I went to bed. I would feel worse. I would actually feel better if I did an all-nighter. That's just how messed up my sleep was. And that's because I was on the computer right up until bedtime. And if you have adrenal fatigue, you need to avoid that. If you're playing video games all the time, you need to avoid that. If you're watching intense movies, you need to avoid that. You need to live calmly. Just let your body rest. And this is something many people just aren't doing. Yeah, those are very helpful tips to adrenal fatigue, and yes, you might go, that's too simple to overcome how I'm feeling. I feel dreadful. I need a special treatment to overcome this. No, you don't. I was one of those people that bought all these fucking supplements for adrenal fatigue, believing that I needed these supplements to recover. They're a load of fucking bullshit. They're a scam. You don't need supplements. Yes, some people do feel better trying to supplement, but this is the thing. It's so hard to judge. For example, I hear so many people going, oh, I feel about 10-15% better after taking this supplement. What the fuck does that even mean? Oh, I can walk for an extra minute or two. Yeah, I'm going to keep taking this supplement. It's like, it could be placebo. It's very dependent on person to person. Stop wasting your fucking time with supplements. The amount of money I've wasted on supplements is actually vile. I would recommend making serious lifestyle changes that actually require effort. Supplements don't require effort. That's why there's so many people fall for them, is because they want a quick fix. It doesn't exist. You have to put hard work in if you want to recover. Don't fall for the... some people out there make you believe that if you have adrenal fatigue, you need to be on some sort of supplement routine to give yourself the best chance at recovering. No, you don't. Focus on eating good, healthy foods and a good sleeping pattern, and stop the over bombardment of technology and video games and all these different things that wouldn't have existed for any other time in history. We are guinea pigs, practically, to this new generation of being able to sit behind PC screens till late at night constantly, being able to watch anything at the click of a button. All these things catch up with many people with adrenal fatigue. Of course, stress comes into it. Stress is a huge part of it as well. So if you're stressful and you come in home if you wake up, have a coffee, you have a hard day at work, you come back, you unwind, you eat junk food, you have a pizza and you play video games, and then you go to bed as soon as you feel tired. That routine is what causes adrenal fatigue. Things like that. It's just the worst thing you can do for your health. So, I probably missed some things, but if you follow that advice, trust me, you're going to feel better within the next few months. You have to be dedicated, you have to be consistent. This advice may seem very, very too simple to be true, but in reality, the people that I tell this to go away and realize that it takes a lot of commitment to make these changes, and a lot of bad habits need to be undone. So, if you are sick of having adrenal fatigue and feeling like shit and waking up like just being tired all the time, take this advice and stop wasting your time with unnecessary junk. See you next time. Like the video if you like it, and check out my other videos if you want to see related topics. Put your comments and questions in the comment section below, and I'll see you next time.